guys, welcome to Clockwork Noodles for another breakdown of the Apothecary Diaries, episode number 18. I hope you guys are doing well and thank you so much for tuning back in. Do make sure you check out my midway review. It is currently up on the channel and I have gone through my top 3 OPs, EDs and current standing of the winter 2024 anime period. Go check out and see if Apoth is on there anywhere and what did I think about the OPs, EDs for the show in particular. But you guys did get my breakdown, so of course you guys are in the know. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're looking after yourselves. It's been a fantastic season so far. There's been a lot going on. This week's episode, I've got to come clean. I had a few spoilers. The first spoiler I actually got was the face that I was to click for. As someone said, it flashed up on screen so fast. Get ready to click. I did get that picture, so I am very proud of myself. The hint of what was going to happen with Larkin as well, I already knew because I am getting spoilers. I know this show can be amazing and I've had a few spoilers in the comments. There is a moderator, but the problem is they don't also know what they're looking for when it comes to spoilers. Just bear in mind that I haven't read anything. I don't want to read anything. I want to be surprised. So when I had that face come up, I wasn't surprised. I was waiting for it. I was literally on the button going, okay, I'm going to catch it. I'm going to catch it. I know exactly how she feels about her father. I know all of this. I've had a heads up for next week too. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys because I'm going to break that cycle. But I just wanted to come clean with you guys that I did have some spoilers for this week's episode. So if it does sound like I knew a fair bit, it's because people ruined my experiences. Let's just get straight on to it. There's a lot to break down anyway, and there's a lot of really good frames this week of just Mau, a lot of depth of field going on. The first one I really like is Mau just heading off. I think she's going to the Verdis house at this point. Really like this look. I loved about that as well, that there's lots of reds going on, lots of beautiful lights in the background, but you can really see that Mau's true feelings really do come out after Jinshi has gone. Essentially, it felt like she was telling her story. Well, it kind of is because she is telling her story. I was really sad. Now, I want to come clean again and say that I thought Mau's mum was dead. It seems to be suggesting that the woman in the bed is her mother. I could still be wrong, but that is the taking I have got from that sequence. It looked like Mau's mother tried to kill her when she was really young. I'm sad that she actually has those memories because that's just so horrible and horrific and traumatizing to know that the person who is supposed to protect you hates your guts because you essentially ruin their career. I guess she saw her as a curse. The whole first half is just really sad. A lot of the music this week as well conveying the sadness, and I want to talk about the music a bit more later at the end because it does something really funky at the end, and I'm always got my ears pinned down just to see if I can hear things when it comes to this show because the show does a lot of audio visual storytelling as well. I did presume her mum was dead. That is why I am actually shocked that she's not dead. Well, I guess she may as well be because she doesn't want to talk and she's a shadow of herself and she's basically going to die because of the syphilis, which is really sad and another sad realism of what these people go through when the life that she grew up with, this is what's actually become her reality. She knows all about these diseases and things. It's just really sad to see what has become of her, even if it's not Mau's mother, and although I'm pretty sure it is. It's also a sad thing to befall anybody to end up like this. But as Mau says, normally they get thrown out in the streets. As soon as you're worthless, you're just thrown out into the streets because you can't pay your way. So it's very lucky that this woman has not been thrown into the streets and she's actually at least being cared for. She is being given help by Mau and her awesome dad. I'm going to call him the awesome dad. And Sir Shady, you're just Sir Shady. That is going to be the nickname. I keep forgetting what I call him. He's just Sir Shady or Larkin, but I think Sir Shady for now because I don't really feel good about giving him his name. Weird when we saw the girl warning Mau not to come out because Larkin was there, that he is basically known to the Verdis house. If he is the one responsible for what happened to her mum and her, then yes, I can understand why he would be known to them. It's also interesting what I noted was the way that Larkin entertains his courtesans, seemingly, with the game of, I don't know if it's shogi or go, guys. I have not enough information to know which one. I think it is go, but it could also be shogi, but I thought shogi had the symbols on the pieces. So if you are more knowledgeable on what he plays, like in the comments below, because it's one or the other. But it was interesting to see that that's actually what he prefers. Him playing, I think her name was Mei Mei, and her actually kind of enjoying experiences. As she says, I'm the only one who can. I guess she's the only one who knows her game well enough to actually entertain him. If you also look in the OP, Larkin is seen in front of the board of whatever game Becca does not know. That is the board that he's in front of. So you know that's kind of his thing. Guessing that her mother was just really, really good at that game as well. The mother as well, and you do see when she starts to Mao, she just calls her stupid or something like that. Her getting out all those pieces and laying them on the bed and just looking at them, I guess is a hangover from when he used to visit her. Maybe that was just her strength, that she was just really, really good at playing that game, the game that is shogi or go, or maybe it's go, I don't know. I'm just really bad at board games. Whatever board game it is, I would totally lose and be completely boring to Larkins. It's all linked up. The OP is just very, very clever when it comes to telling you things. Some things are more subtle than others. I appreciate subtle storytelling, and this, I think, is one of those more subtle elements. The Syrian conversation I thought was really nice because she was essentially telling her that you never know what's going to happen in your life due to twists and turns. And if you think about it, both Jinshi and Mao could have both died moments after being born. So Jinshi, I think, he gets sick and he needs some looking after, so they end up doing the swap. Presumably, because again, there's a lot of those air quotations going on there. With Mao, as we saw, her mother could have literally killed her. I'm presuming she stopped herself and she was unable to do the deed. I like the conversation because it tells you that twists of fate happen anywhere and you really shouldn't judge somebody based on their standing in life. And especially when it comes to Jinshi, where if what we do know from the hypothetical is real, he was very close to not even being either. So I liked that both of them have that connection there, where at birth they could have just been gone that easy. Now, Shure, I think her name is, it's very close to the Saren sound. I really hope I'm getting that right. I don't know if she works alongside Larkin. She seems to be working in the guardhouse at the military. I don't know what she's in particularly hiding. The reason why I've become very suspicious is something I'll go in at the end, is actually the last sequence, and it's not actually what's being said that made me very suspicious, it's what I heard. So I'll let you guys know what that means a little bit later. Let's talk about the peak at Jinshi, and I think that's going to happen next week, is the ceremonial garb that we see him putting on. The fact that he has to eat a vegetarian meal every so often and take a really long bath. Now, I don't know enough about Chinese rituals. I don't know enough about this ritual because I know this is based on Chinese but isn't Chinese, but I don't know enough yet about it. But it is very peculiar, and of course when they said that he's getting potato flour from the apothecary, which is really weird, I presume he's just making that into food, so they're not actually using regular flour or something. Don't know, unless he has an allergy as well. Don't know, he could have an allergy, maybe he's allergic to certain starches or something. But there's a lot of questions I have for this, and it does seem like I'm going to get my answers maybe next week, because in the tease he's wearing the same outfit. It was perhaps just a tease, even in the episode, of what's coming next week and who he really is. But it would seem that somebody already knows all of the answers, and that, of course, is Sir Shady. Sir Shady knows who he is, and what he particularly says is, there's very few people I could count on one hand that outrank you. Which is a very telling sentence in particular, because Jinshi does not confirm nor deny, but he also says, damn it, he's kind of found out who I am. He knows who I am in particular. All of these questions are coming to the surface, and I think they're eventually going to be answered. I feel really certain that at least in this season we're going to get at least those answers, because we've got 6 episodes to go. It would suck if they left us on a big cliffhanger, and I do think they're going to at least cover it, maybe who he actually really is. Obviously, I think I know who he is, and I think there's been spoilers left, right and centre anyway, but I just don't want to say anything until it's fully confirmed on screen, just like this next moment where we finally confirm that Larkin and Mamo are daughter and father. I am glad that she actually has another dad, the dad that actually steps up, because he's so much nicer. I mean, I know a lot of people like Larkin is their favourite character. I don't understand. With all that I have been led to believe, all the information that's been thrown at me, at the moment, I can't say that he's a particular character that I really want to get to know. He seems very pushy as well, when he also has a go at Jinshi for buying her, and it's like, I've been trying to buy her for years kind of thing. I don't like you. The show is making me not like you right now. Obviously, things could change, and I suspect if people have got him as a favourite character, that they had their reasons. They're not actual psychopaths. The story's going to get good. They're going to explain something. But for now, Sir Shady will be Sir Shady. He seems to know a lot, and he seems to be trying to make contact with Mamo. But heads up for this sequence, where I knew I was waiting for this face. It would seem that somebody else has different ideas about meeting her dad, does not want to meet her dad. I suspect she knows. She probably knows exactly who it is, because no doubt the people at the Verdis house have spoken at some point, and obviously if her mother is there in the bed, because I think she had the baby, then she tried to do her duties, then got sick with syphilis. That's probably the timeline there, so I'm probably being unfair to him. But at the same time, we know that having a baby halves their wealth. according to the story that we've now done. Very complicated and it's very, very dark. But at the moment, I'm going to hold off making the condemning judgment on Larkin until the story gives me the details like we had this week with the actual confirmation. I just want to wait. There's a lot of hypotheticals going on. There's a lot of, we can theorize this, we can theorize that. But until something is actually confirmed in the screen, I will try to reserve judgment. He's just not high on my likable characters list. But a secret herb garden is also in the OP. Once again, OP is giving us all the goods that we need. It's actually where the OP opens, right on that hill. We again meet this character called Suri, I think her name is. The reason why I suddenly got the hairs on the back of the neck stood up is actually what the piano is doing. So it's not even what's being said, and I think the hint of the morning glories might be a bit of a warning because I'm pretty sure they're poisonous. That works for an apothecary. Most of those items you're growing in the wrong quantity can be poison. But I have a feeling that might have been a warning. Now, why do I think it was a warning? If you listen down and go back and look at that sequence again, listen to what the piano is doing. The piano is giving you a very disjointed melody. The notes are jumbled. They're rolling around. The high notes are very piercing and sharp. It sounds like a warning. It sounds like this character is trying to tell us something. I don't like it. For some reason, she doesn't seem to like Mau Mau. Whether she knows who she is, whether she's just doesn't like Mau Mau for because her face is funny. Who knows? I like Mau Mau's face. I think it's pretty. But it does seem that she's got something against her and we won't really know what it is just yet. But I am warned and I am very baited with breath for next week. And obviously I had my spoiler to heads up for next week as well. I got that heads up. Very intrigued with where the story is going. And sometimes even a dark story can be very intriguing. This is a dark story. This is definitely a dark story and I am very intrigued. I want to know more. I want to understand how things have led to where they are. Obviously, if Mau Mau has actually got her dad as Larkin, what about him? What's his role in the palace? Obviously, he seems to be tied to the military. Does it change anything? There's a lot of questions going on in my brain. So I need to go and process what I have learnt to get ready for next week, apparently. And I am very excited to continue breaking this down with you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're looking after yourselves. I guess let me know in the comments if it's shogi or go. Just let me know what the game is, guys, because I feel like I'm going to keep making this statement of the wrong game until I know exactly what game Larkin is actually playing on the board. Thank you, guys. See you guys again soon. Bye-bye.